Let's say that we have the function f of x equals 2x squared plus 4x minus 5. I know that you've been asked before to evaluate a function, so let's say, for instance, if we asked for f of 3, we know that whatever we have in the parentheses here is what we're plugging in for the variable on the other side of the equal sign. So in this case, we would be doing 2 times 3 squared plus 4 times 3 minus 5. And then we just follow order of operations. So 3 squared is 9 times 2 is going to be 18 plus 4 times 3, that's going to be 12, and then minus 5. And if we simplify that, 18 plus 12 is 30, minus 5 is 25. But sometimes we have a more challenging expression or something to evaluate. Instead of maybe a number, what if I said f of a? Well, this means the same exact thing as when I said f of 3. I took 3 and I plugged it in anywhere that I had an x on the other side. So in this case, I have an a value that I'm going to plug in anywhere I have an x. So I would have 2a squared plus 4a minus 5. That is the actual answer. There's nothing else that I can do there. I can't combine any other like terms. And I really, that seems odd to us probably because I still have variables in the answer. But because I input a variable, I'm going to have a variable more than likely as part of my answer. Sometimes you might even plug in something more complex. What if I said evaluate the function f of x plus 1? That seems really odd because I have an expression here. But still, I'm just going to plug in the x plus 1 anywhere that I had an x in the original function. So f of x plus 1, I'm going to go ahead and say that's 2 times, well, for my input variable x, I'm going to plug in x plus 1, the entire quantity. So I put it in parentheses and that gets squared, plus 4 times the quantity x plus 1, that's what I'm inputting in for this x here, and then minus 5. And typically the expectation is that you do go ahead and you simplify this. So following order of operations, I have to do x plus 1 squared, which be careful, remember that's x plus 1 times the quantity x plus 1. You can't just distribute the squared. So if I FOIL this out, I get x squared plus another x plus 1. So that ends up being x squared plus 2x plus 1. And I have to multiply that quantity by 2 plus the rest of that expression. Distributing the 2, we get 2x squared plus 4x plus 2. And then I can distribute the 4 over here to say plus 4x plus 4, and then finally a minus 5 at the end. So then I just combine like terms. So the quantity, f of the quantity x plus 1 equals 2x squared. I have a positive 4x and another positive 4x, so plus 8x. And then I have a plus 2 plus 4, so that's plus 6, and then minus 5. 6 minus 5, it's going to be plus 1. And that ends up being your final answer. So 2x squared plus 8x plus 1 is the function f evaluated at the expression x plus 1.